My God, I hate drugs.
Another remark from President Rodrigo Duterte grabs headlines and ends up being a joke. In a speech Monday, the president, known for hating drugs and being keen on ending the country's drug problems, said he uses marijuana. Mr. Duterte explained this helps keep him up with his hectic schedule, just like his experience at the recent Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit in Papua New Guinea. The president was speaking at an awarding ceremony for organizers of last year's Association of Southeast Asian Nations Summit in Manila. Here is the president in his own words.
Start at 8:30, pero wala namang gumigising ng 8:30. The idea it should be 9. 9, tapos the next meeting would be lunch, then 2:30, then another one, and 4:30. Apat lang, pero kung every 30 minutes. Nakita man ninyo? It's a killing activity. And I think my age, ako hindi masyado. Kasi nagmamariwana ako para magising. Sa ibang di na kaya.
In a chance interview with reporters after a separate event, President Duterte clarified his statement.
Ganon ako. No, you don't bind me with your kung sabihin ninyo joking or not, I do not mind.
But it was, right, a joke?
It was a joke. Of course it was a joke. Pero nobody can stop me from just doing my style. Minsan sabi ninyo, misogynist ako, magbiro ako ng gano'n. That's my style. Okay. It's too late to change. If I want to joke, I will joke. Joke-jokin mo, ngayon kung maniwala kayo, kayo.
The president has said in the past that he is against recreational marijuana, but he is open to legalizing medical marijuana. On to another kind of drug, shabu. More revelations as the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee wraps up its investigation into the drug shipments in the country. Our George Cajiles tells us more.
As the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee terminates its hearing on the illegal drug shipments in the Philippines, Senator Richard Gordon urges government agencies to run after Chinese national Casey Chan, also known as Albert Tan, dismissed police officer Eduardo Asierto, and former PIDEA Deputy Chief Ismael Fajardo.
Are you working with DOJ? Are you working with the NBI? Are you working with the PNP? Is Customs working with the PNP on this matter? You know, we have to show the people that we damn care.
Chan is said to be the one who imported the 11 billion peso shabu shipment that slipped past customs, while Asierto and Fajardo allegedly facilitated the entry of the contraband in the country.
Sino ba talaga nagpasok ng mga droga na yan?
Si Colonel Asierto, Your Honor, ang nagbigay lang po ng kliyente.
Based on the Immigration Bureau's information, Chan was on its blacklist as early as March 2000. They are still finding out how he managed to return to the Philippines after that.
Paano nakabalik?
Involuntary deportation, Your Honor, there is a prescription period for the lifting, request for the lifting of blacklist, which is a remedy available for foreigners.
So you think na-lift yan?
I think it was lifted.
What was also exposed during the hearing is that some local banks allegedly allowed Chinese nationals to open accounts through agents. The Anti-Money Laundering Council also cites that some Filipinos allow foreign nationals to use their bank accounts.
Account holders are being used, and other Filipinos are being used to open bank accounts. It's more of pahiram yung account, Mr. Chair.
I'm not aware of that practice, but as far as I'm concerned, we do not allow that. We do not practice that in our branch.
Gordon says he intends to release a full report and his recommendations on the issue within the month. George Cajiles, CNN Philippines.
Malacanang believes the economic managers have sufficient grounds for reversing their proposal to suspend the next increase in fuel excise taxes. Chief Presidential Legal Counsel and Presidential Spokesperson Sal Panelo made the remark at a press briefing Monday. This comes after Senate Economic Affairs Committee Chair Senator Win Gatchalian warned drastic measures to compel the executive branch to suspend the excise tax.
Well, I'm sure the economic managers have basis to make that recommendation. They are competent and able to explain themselves to the lawmakers.
If the tax increase pushes through in 2019, LPG will be higher by 2 pesos, diesel by 4 pesos and 50 centavos, gasoline by 9 pesos, and kerosene by 4 pesos. The president is expected to discuss the recommendation of his economic managers in today's cabinet meeting.
From the top stories here in the country to headlines across the globe, Qatar's state oil company announced Monday that the country is leaving OPEC after nearly 60 years to focus on natural gas production. OPEC stands for the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, and one of its oldest members is Qatar. The gas-rich Gulf state will leave OPEC on January 1st. It comes amid an 18-month diplomatic and economic embargo of Qatar by its Arab neighbors. Qatar responded to those measures by boosting gas production, which is the lifeline of its economy. Despite Qatar's long tenure at OPEC, it was a marginal player in terms of oil production. The world formally begins its long goodbye to former U.S. President George H.W. Bush. In Washington, D.C., an arrival ceremony at the U.S. Capitol, where the popular president will lie in state until Wednesday morning. Then a private funeral service at the National Cathedral before Bush returns home for a second service in his adopted U.S. state of Texas. There he will be buried at his presidential library in College Station next to his beloved wife, Barbara, and daughter, Robin. The 41st U.S. president died at the age of 94.
In sports, a winless fifth window for Gilas Pilipinas in the FIBA World Cup qualifiers. That's as they bow to a familiar foe right here at home. Our Pauline Verzosa tells us more.
A little extra Christmas cheer for employees of the Office of the President. President Duterte raises the bonus for his employees from 40,000 pesos to 50,000. He announced this as he led the Christmas celebration in Malacanang. Mr. Duterte made the decision to increase the bonus after his daughter, Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte, said that was the amount she gave to city employees. Meantime, the president also joined the choir in singing a Tagalog love song.
Lassiter proved to be dominant forces. Gilas maintained a 4-point lead entering the third and fourth quarters. But in the payoff period, Iran launched a 15-2 run, with 12 coming from Mohammad Jamshidi to erase an 8-point deficit and eventually steal the lead 67-62. Gilas, however, fought back with its own run, punctuated by a Jason Castro triple to take back a 1-point cushion, 68-67. But with under a minute left, Benham Yakchali knocked down a jumper that sparked a 9-0 run for the visitors. Even with ample time left, turnovers and missed outside shots hampered Troy Rosario and Scotty Thompson as Gilas suffered its second straight defeat at home. Mohammad Jamshidi top scored with 26 points, 4 rebounds and 7 assists, while Jason Castro led the Filipinos with 19 points and 5 rebounds since returning from his suspension. Despite being swept, head coach Yang Yao still finds several takeaways from their defeats.
Yung mga positive rito is yung lessons. No? Number 1, if we can start earlier. No? Number 2, if we can just keep a 15-man lineup and just support them with the resources and
Confident naman ako na sa last window, alam kong kaya natin manalo. Kailangan lang natin na, yun nga, yung mga mistake natin, correct natin. At the same time, kailangan natin ng medyo magandang preparation, mas mahaba, kasi new system.
With 5 wins and 5 losses, Gilas now faces a must-win situation in the 6th and final